Hello students, I will continue with the chemical weathering. In the last video I've discussed about the carbonation and oxidation. Today we'll start with another process, that is hydration. So what is this hydration? In the hydration is the water, so you can understand from the term hydra. So hydra does always is another word for the water. So in this process actually the water combines with minerals that are present within the rocks. So when the rainwater enters the rock, it increases the volume of the rocks as a result of that. Pressure is generated, and due to that pressure the minerals gets reduced or get transformed into a powder form. So example of this is when feldspar gets reduced to kaolin due to the process of this hydration. So when the water enters into the feldspar, it exerts pressure, and because of this pressure the mineral components that are present inside the feldspar get broken down and turned into a finer powder, and that finer powder we are calling it as the kaolin. Okay, and the last one that we have is the solution. So it is a process in which some minerals gets dissolved by water. Some minerals like the rock salt, then gypsum, are dissolved in water. So these minerals are removed from the rocks in solution, and the rocks get decayed and finally get broken down. So next is the regions where we generally find this chemical weathering most predominant and effective are the regions where the rainfall amount is high and also the humidity is also high. So specifically based on the climatic region, the equatorial region, then the tropical region or tropical humid region, over there the chemical weathering is more predominant than the physical form of weathering. Next one is the biological weathering. So what is this biological weathering? when the rocks get broken down into pieces or gets decayed by the action of plants and animals, this is known as the biological weathering. Why? From the term bio you can understand that this is related to the both the plants and the animal, that is why it is known as the biological weathering. So the biological weathering in the biological weathering, the predominant role is being played by the plants and the animals. So the roots of the plants actually penetrates certain rocks. As a result of that, what happens? Disintegration of the rock take place. With further spreading of the roots, the cracks that are formed in the rocks gets more enlarged, and similarly as the wedges, and they break them up. So this is the way how the plants helps in the biological weathering. Next is the animals, how animals are helping. So some burrowing animals like the rats, then foxes, then rabbits, they make the earth hollow from within by making long holes in the subsurface soil layer. So by doing this, they also exposes the earth or the subsurface soil layer by removing the vegetation. Also they bring the subsoil material on the surface, also making the soil more fertile. So these are the two processes by which the biological weathering is done. One is by the action of the roots and another by the action of the animals. Okay, so this is the end of this video. I'll continue with the next of the portion in the next video. Thank you everyone.